Every year I get my hopes up and every year I'm let down again. I'm Dani Walker, welcome to the channel. If you like this type of content, please hit that subscribe button and join the memberships for extended versions of the episodes, or hit that super thanks to support. It makes a huge difference. Today we're going to talk about the new era of Miss USA, which is the Layla Rose Era, and the changes and developments within the organization, and we're primarily focusing on Miss USA Week. This new era has been coined hashtag the definition of pageantry, and my question is, says who? Says who? Not me. This is not my definition of pageantry. This is not my pageant. Oh no, not her. Not my girl. Oh goodness. And also, why does everybody have to have their own hashtag? Crystal Stewart's was pageantry reimagined. When I was competing, we just went with the Miss Universe slogan, confidently beautiful. Now it's beautifully confident, and I see nothing wrong with that. Let's just go with beautifully confident. Call it a day. I competed at Miss USA in 2018, and my class talks about this regularly, that we feel like we were the last class to get a quality experience at Miss USA, because after our year, the pageant was held in Reno, Tahoe, and I have other thoughts about that, and you guys can watch it in other episodes. I feel like myself and many pageant fans have seen such a decline in the quality of Miss USA in recent years, and we keep getting our hopes up when ownership and leadership changes, and yet it seems to kind of get worse. It gets a little bit better and then it gets worse. To prove my overall point, I'm going to show you some differences between Trump era, IMG era, and our later eras and editions of Miss USA. Let's go back to the 2010s when the pageant used to be held in Las Vegas pretty regularly. At that pageant, you would see the ladies out in public, on the Miracle Mile, on the red carpet with the reigning Miss USA and the hosts of the pageant, and you would get to see a public introduction of these ladies free of charge. The public could come and see and interact, and guess who was there? The press. It was such a great opportunity and a smart marketing opportunity to promote the contestants and your pageant leading up to the competition. It just made so much sense. The events and appearances and activities for the contestants leading up to competition were also very, very different in prior editions. Even my year, I felt like I had a great time. My activity day, I went ziplining. Other contestants spent the day on a boat in the bayou. I got to do a Sherry Hill photo shoot with some of my sister queens. They threw parties for us. They threw a parade. They let all the children out in the city for the parade my year. What? We had a massive Western themed party at a huge steakhouse where all of our friends and family were invited, and community members. It was insane. In the past, they had fun activities. Like, here's Richard Simmons, and he is leading a Chinese laundry hula hoop contest. This is when Chinese laundry sponsored the pageant's shoes. I love this. I thought it's such a great way and a fun way to combine pop culture, the sponsors, and the pageant all in one. In the past editions, when the pageant was in Las Vegas, they would host meet and greets at the Chinese laundry storefront, so you could actually get autographs from the reigning Miss USA and contestants. And of course, at the same time, you're still promoting the sponsors and getting more press for your event. Where have all the media interviews gone? When I was competing at Miss USA, I can remember contestants getting pulled for different media interviews. Like, maybe they were interviewing with Telemundo. In the past, E! News would show up at fitting and registration, and they were interviewing some of the contestants. Where is this press gone? Don't even get me started on how we don't have any more official photo shoots at Miss USA like we did. I know many of you probably miss the evening gown portraits at Miss USA and at Miss Universe. It was so fun because you got to usually see their competition gown, but sometimes they would just wear something else for that, and then you got to see something different on stage, so it still kept you guessing and wondering. It was so fun. And then let's not forget the iconic Fadil photo shoots. When I was watching Miss USA when I was growing up, my dream was, okay, I get to do the Fadil photo shoot. Unfortunately, we did not get that at Miss USA, but these shoots were iconic and sometimes even controversial. In 2010, they actually did a lingerie photo shoot, and that made the news because everybody was talking about it. Everybody was like, oh my gosh, how could they? But one of my favorite shoots was in 2012, and that was this combination of Sherry Hill, Fadil, and this like Greek Roman Empire type look. Oh my gosh, they even brought in male models as like background for this photo shoot. It was so, look at the hairstyles and the makeup. This was so iconic. Why isn't this happening again? Also, I think it's a missed opportunity not to have your reigning Miss USA / also Miss Universe, just because, hello, Albany represented the USA at Universe. And then also your reigning Miss Nevada USA, because this is her home state. Why did we not see a mini press tour promoting the pageant with 2 to 3 of those title holders? Where was that? Also, personally, I would love to see Miss USA back at the Macy's Day Parade. I believe that they used to switch year to year. One year it would be America, one year it would be USA. And the even numbers were USA, which is why I was hopeful in 2018. That's just another thing that I wish we would bring back. Where is it? There's still time. It's not Thanksgiving yet. Fun fact, in 2016, they had this little unofficial talent show. I thought that would have been fun. Oh my gosh, how cool would it have been to make a talent show optional and invite the public to come watch and have a winner of the talent show, have a little vote, separate panel, some local celebrity judges, and then whoever wins the talent show gets a sponsored prize, right? Another opportunity there. That would be so fun. Why are we not doing it? They also used to take the contestants to shows in Las Vegas. They got to see the Jabberwockies. That would have been fun. My year we got to go see Thomas Rhett, but I was bummed because we had an early morning breakfast, we had rehearsals, another event, and Thomas Rhett, I mean, as he should be, is a concert at the end of the day. I had zero energy. They bussed us there, and my bus didn't have any air conditioning, and it was like a 45-minute bus ride. So when I got to the concert, I had sweat through the front of my dress, and I had actually sweat through my sash. Just to give you an idea of how sweaty it was. But I like the idea. I like the concept. If I had been awake, it would have been such a fun time. I love country music. In 2016, they also worked with their sponsor, Sherry Hill at the time, and they did a Sherry Hill USO fashion show with the contestants before the competition. I can also remember in 2016, they hosted this fabulous kind of dinner welcome event with the USO with all of the contestants, and I remember seeing these photos online thinking, this is what I am working for. This is what my experience is going to look like. I was so excited when I saw this. I don't know why nobody's talking about this, but before my year at Miss USA, before prelims, you got to see the contestant videos, the little get to know you videos. I used to release episodes about those videos years ago for Miss USA, and I would learn more about the contestants and it would help me pick out my favorites for the pageant. Where is that hype? Also, I would love to know who was doing the graphics for this. When I saw this post, I thought it was a fan page, and God bless the fan pages because they are doing the Lord's work, okay? They are the ones that are really hyping up the contestants as much as they possibly can with the resources that they have, and most fan pages and bloggers are people like myself, and it's just us. We don't have a team, so we're doing our best. But I thought that this image was from a fan page. The font on this does not seem to match the branding of the Miss Universe organization. I don't understand. This isn't the font on the sashes. This isn't the official like Miss USA branding logos we're used to. And even when you zoom in, the resolution of it isn't crisp. So I don't know who was given this task, but I feel like this could have been done a lot better. I've talked about this before. I've never been a really big fan of the pageant being held in Reno. I didn't love it in 2019. I did episodes about how the contestants were essentially just stuck in the hotel. There weren't many activities for them to do. There's just not much going on in Reno. I was disappointed when the pageant went back to Reno in 2022 and signed a 3-year contract, hence why they're there this year, and we have 1 more year in Reno. But that also means that there is time to make more changes before the next edition of Miss USA. I talked about the intros that they did in the past. I think that there was a great opportunity for that this year, and it was a missed opportunity. They held a very intimate sashing ceremony with the contestants, and my guess is they're going to use footage from this for the actual pageant. But how great would this have been to make it a public sashing ceremony either in downtown Reno or in a public area of the casino so that the public could see this and get curious and wonder, and you can build the hype for your show. You could once again introduce your host. You can talk about what's going to happen at the show. You can interview your reigning Miss USA and ask her about her year. You can ask her to give advice to contestants or to people who might want to enter the pageant. There's so much you can do here. But instead we saw this very small, closed, intimate sashing ceremony. This should have been publicized. Even at Miss Supranational, they have sashing ceremonies every year, and they usually have some sort of audience, a stage, there's cameras flashing, there's lots going on there, and it's a great way to promote your pageant. And I just feel like that was such a missed opportunity this year. Since the contestants are pretty much stuck in the hotel, I think you have to get so creative with what you're gonna do with these ladies. So they did host this little pajama night, movie night, and honestly, as a contestant, I probably would have been looking forward to that because it's like a little bit more of a breather that you get. But I just want to show you that in the United States that we have youth pageant systems, and what I mean by that is the majority of the contestants are under 18. And at these pageants, when they hold national or international competitions, they have kind of contestant only nights, like little parties and little get-togethers for the contestants. So I want to show you the difference between what the ladies got at Miss USA versus what all of these little girls in the US get to experience. I appreciate the snacks and ice cream, but I really feel like there's so much more that could have been done for this event. I think there is one positive we can look forward to, and that's that the ladies did not have to wear the t-shirts the entire time at Miss USA. So you know what? That's a win. That's a win, and I'm gonna take it. I will say though that I am bummed that we didn't have the Cancun trip. I don't understand why the trip was in Cancun in the first place. I think that the ladies should have a trip prior to Miss USA. Give them an experience, shoot the Miss USA photos there, get behind the scenes, do all of that stuff, but do it within the US to promote our tourism. Something else that I think is keeping fans away from US pageantry is that just everything costs money. They're nickel and diming all the time. So this year, if you want to vote for People's Choice, that's $2 per vote. So clearly that is reflective of inflation here, but in many other countries, they create free apps for every year's group of contestants, and fans get to go on those apps for free and interact with the contestants, and they get to vote for things like People's Choice or different challenges that are hosted that have to do with elimination rounds for the pageant. So what a great way and opportunity that is to get fans excited and involved and engaging with your platform and with the contestants. And when you just put the contestants up and then you essentially are adding a paywall to things, you're not going to be winning any new fans over, that's for sure. And if anything, you're upsetting your existing ones. Another plus though is that we are back on primetime TV, so the pageant will be hosted on the CW. But the big downside of this is for the first time, Miss USA prelims will not be streamed. This to me is unheard of in modern pageantry for a pageant of this size. This really, really blew me away. Apparently prelims will be recorded, but they will not be posted until after finals. What is the point of that? I don't understand the point of that at all. Think about any major event, any major competition. Imagine only sharing the final results and then later showing everybody what it took to get there, showing all the qualifying events. Nobody's gonna watch your qualifying events because they already got what they were looking for. They got the winner. Also, the state costume competition, that was not streamed at all. Somebody in the organization had the audacity to make this post on the Instagram page. It says, "How can you not love the Miss USA and Miss Teen USA state costume competition?" Look at some of the comments immediately after they posted this. How can we love something that we cannot see? Are we being punked right now? Because it feels like you guys are trolling us at this point. I couldn't love it because I didn't watch it. Clown emojis. I love this one. It was an awesome show. Glad we were able to stream it. I need to pull myself together. This is the current Instagram page of Miss USA. Right here is a screenshot. This is all the activity on the page from about the time that the contestants arrived until now. And today is prelims day and tomorrow is finals, to give you some perspective. Now I'm gonna compare this. Now I'm gonna show you what the social media page looked like when I competed at Miss USA from when we arrived until crowning. Let me show you what the page looked like in 2016 from arrival till crowning. And just for good measure, I screen recorded the page of Miss Universe Thailand just as an example, but there are many other countries in the Miss Universe organization that are doing very similar things for their pageant, but just for comparison's sake, I want to show you their social media from the time that the contestants got to the competition and started participating together in challenges and activities. There really is no comparison here, as you can see, and it's like we're not even trying at this point. I would guess that there is no social media coordinator that's working at Miss USA this year. It almost looks like the job has just kind of been passed around to different people that are there. I really can't tell you what's going on, but another change in the organization is that interview is 50% of the overall score, and then the rest is going to come down to swim, gown, and onstage question, which a lot of people actually have been really excited about. I don't think it's a bad thing either. I think it's great. I think it's really wonderful if they are placing an emphasis on finding a great communicator, because that's what she's going to be doing throughout the year, right? Like, that's a really big part of her job. But another interesting change, though, is the way that the finals is going to go is that there's going to be a top 20, and I'm guessing that the top 20 will be competing in swim and then gown, and then there's a very harsh cut from the 20 to the 5. And the top 5 gets one question, and that question is the same question for all of the contestants. I don't know how I personally feel about it. I've always talked about, like, I don't love the idea of a harsh cut, but as long as we get to see the entire 20 do swim and gown, I think I'd be okay with that. It's not too bad, but the idea of not having different onstage questions, I don't think I'm a real fan of that, because it's not helping our representative prepare for Miss Universe. She's not getting that onstage moment with the live audience and the judges where she's asked a challenging question. And when it comes down to the one question that they're getting, my guess is it's going to be something very similar to what we've seen in past editions of Miss Universe. And it's like the last word, or a very vague pageant question, like, if you were crowned as the next Miss USA, what would your first message be that you would like to share to the US? Something, right? It's gonna be some generic pageant-y type question. And a lot of our girls, like, they're ready for that, but how is that helping them get ready for Miss Universe? It's not. It's like, it's really not. So at that point, it's kind of like, why do we have it at all? I don't know. Shortly after I filmed this video, they decided to stream the preliminary competition online after so many people were complaining about it. I feel like this was the right choice, but I think that this should have been the only choice from the beginning. As you can see, there's been a lot of changes over the years, over the past decade, I would say, in the Miss Universe organization, and not all of these changes have been good for the organization, in my opinion, and definitely not for the contestants. And I can say that because I've been a contestant. So I would like to see a lot of changes moving forward. I am always hopeful of that. I never want to be pessimistic about the future of the organization, but I'm sitting here and I'm hanging on by a thread, though, and I'm kind of wondering who is finally going to step into a leadership role and bring the changes that people really want to see, and the changes that can create measurable growth. in revenue and measurable growth in contestant numbers and viewership for the organization. Those are my thoughts though. I hope you check out my other episodes about Miss USA 2023 and of course all of my Miss Universe 2023 episodes. Thank you for tuning in and I hope to see you very soon.